Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing a single player playthrough on the 1.1 experimental branch. So, if you weren't here last time, we didn't get very much done, unfortunately, because we spent a whole bunch of time trying to build a warp gate that didn't work. Unfortunately, we'll use that blueprint in the future somewhere at some point, at some time, maybe I'll throw it in randomly. I have no idea. But yeah, so that didn't work out, so we ended up just building a train station and a platform instead for our circuit board factory, so we could just get started on that. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, is working on the circuit board factory. We're going to try and get some designs down, maybe get some machines down, who knows. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we get more done today than we did last time. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop on into it. Let's go. Alrighty, and here we are. So yeah, got a lot to do today. Like I said, I know we didn't get a whole lot done last time because of a certain blueprint that the blueprint looks great. You can see it over here. Oh yeah, and I got the manta ray to fly through it. I decided to stick it into the archway. You know what I should have done? I shouldn't just not addressed it at all. That would have been funny. Just don't ever address the elephant in the room, the giant freaking gate-looking thing over here. Yeah, we'll just ignore that. But yeah, so I do kind of have a design in mind. I did kind of work through my brain to try and figure out a design for these little guys. Once we get the autosave, there we go. Yeah, for these little guys, these little circuit boards, and I came up with a possibility of a design that might work as well. We'll have to do it in a blueprinter, of course. The more and more blueprints that we add, I mean, we've already got crazy amount of blueprints, and you see all the blueprints that we have for several different factories. It just keeps going and going and going. And then that's not even all of them. Then we've got all the bridge blueprints for all the different rail bridge designs that we've done as well, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, we need to get some stuff done today. So first things first, though, we do need to get the trains dropping off stuff here, because this is going to be the spot for the circuit board factory. So I think what I'm going to do. And I'm not sure about this. I don't know about this either. There's a thing that I'm not liking here with the way this rail line is set up, with the trains that are set up here. I want them all to face the same direction, damn it. But that's not really possible when you need 3 train stations. The only way that works is when we did like the copper powder factory, where we had 2 train lines in a row. The only problem with that factory is that actually that factory may work now the way I'm thinking of building it. We leave this train station here, we leave this train station here, but we move that 3rd one out. If this fits, which it does fit, it doesn't touch the archway. Okay, yeah, I'm willing to do that. Plus my factory needs to look like that anyway, and then we can incorporate the train stations into the design, because the design needs to be long and kind of thinnish, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's the way the design. Now, I was gonna go with this, but then I was racking my brain trying to come up with some kind of circuit board design factory and stuff like that. And every conclusion I came up with was it needs to be long and needs to be thin. Well, there's only 2 ways I can do that with train stations. Either one, we leave the train stations just completely out of the design and put them outside, like we have on some factories. You just have to put them outside. There's no way. Much like the automated wiring factory and such. Or we try and incorporate the train stations into the design, but we need to make the design longer. If we try and incorporate it like it is now, what ends up happening is we end up with a super wide but not super long factory like we need. It needs to be a skinny-ish long factory, like a circuit board. So do we have a direct? We do have a direct connection to the main train lines. This is good. Let's get some signals up, I guess. Yeah, and I always get those comments about. So one thing, just so everyone who's watching is aware, if you put down tips in the comment sections, just be aware I'm very appreciative of it. Even if I know the tips, even if it's something incredibly simple or incredibly complex or whatever have you, keep the tips coming, man, because you never know what I know. You don't know what I know and what I don't know. I have 3,600 hours in the game, and I might know everything, or I might know half of everything, or none of it all. Who knows, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, don't be afraid to put tips and stuff like that, because there's always people watching that are kind of newer to Satisfactory, haven't really played a whole lot of hours and stuff like that. So they might not know this particular tip that you have, this particular gameplay tip, or this particular making things easier, or, those kind of stuff, But yeah, just keep them coming, man. Cause I'm gonna have to delete that. Yeah. 1.1 bug. Yeah, keep those tips on coming, cause you never know what people know and what people don't know. So, and heck, maybe it's a tip that I don't know. You just never know. There's a reason I'm doing this, by the way. Okay, so to kind of explain why I do a short block like this, the way it is because I don't want a train pulling out of the station to immediately take the intersection, because when a train comes within the block of a pass signal, it hits this block. As soon as it crosses that line, almost immediately, unless it's a really far distance, it will tag the path signal and say, hey, I've reserved the path signal, so shut everything else down. But because this is going to be a mainline loop, I don't want factories to reserve that reserve that intersection until they get up there. So it's just like, plus I always also do like the path signals like right at the edge. Here, I'm actually going to go one longer so that we can put this inside. There we go. Put the signals inside. That works. But yeah, so that's just one of the things. But yeah, about those tips, it's like, yeah, just keep them coming. Because yeah, it's just like we're all here as one kind of community watching this. So I always want people to feel welcome to comment and stuff like that. And also, on regards to people, skipping my content, watching it on 2x speed and that kind of stuff, I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay with that, because I understand that stuff like this, it's not exactly the most brain-soothing entertainment type of content, obviously I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not able to do all the flashy stuff like the big YouTubers do, and heck, a lot of big YouTubers, they've got editors and all that other kind of stuff. It's all just me, unfortunately. Well, of course, me and you guys as well. You guys are the ones making this happen, so you guys are the only reason I'm even doing YouTube videos. Because if it weren't for you, there'd be no point, Because that's kind of my whole thing, is like, I want to share my experience, and I should have started way earlier, but I want to share my experience with everyone else. I get that that's the typical YouTube answer, but it is true, so if it's true, why not say it? Okay. So working on this, the typical 6 walls, and then the 1 meter foundation. I think we are going to do just kind of laying freaking concrete. But yeah, like I said, I understand when people say it's just like, well, I just kind of skip through just to see what the end results are and whatnot. It's like, okay, that's fine. I'm 100% fine with that. It's not like you're hurting my feelings over here. Oh boy, no. Yeah, I totally get it. So no big deal there. Let's see. Is there anything else? I was kind of thinking about? No, not really. I don't think about a whole lot sometimes. I just build, man. I live and breathe Satisfactory most of the time. That's why I wanted to be, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber as well. Like when YouTube first came out, it's just, well, until 2013, I never even had a computer. And even before then, I didn't have the money to freaking buy any kind of equipment to record on console or, that kind of stuff. I mean, if you guys watch some of my very first, don't do it, but if you were to be so inclined to watch some of my very first content stuff that I did, which was like Satisfactory, we did some 7 Days to Die with some friends and stuff a long time ago. We were doing, was it Horde Night every night? That was a lot of fun. I never did finish that series though, unfortunately. It was just mainly because a lot of friends dropped out, but they just kind of dropped out and like, oh, I'm not able to play tonight, that kind of thing. It's like, well, I guess I don't have any content then. And back then, I was what I was doing was I was using Windows Video Editor to cut the episodes, and then just trying to keep an eye on the time when to like do intros and outros and stuff. And I just, man, like I listened to myself back then, and good lord, that must be how I sound like to you guys now. How boring it is. It's like, holy crap, that is very boring. Well, that, and I also couldn't really cut content. There really wasn't a good way for me to do that. And now that I can edit, I can do a 4-6 hour session of Satisfactory and then cut it down to 45, 48 minutes, whatever, which is about the typical length of a show is what I'm trying to go for. There we go. And cut out all the boring stuff, which I guess if it's all boring, I'm cutting out the most boring. How about that? I love that you can see that factory is such a wonder of the world. You can see it from damn near anywhere, and that is awesome. Okay. I need to do my calculations for which circuit board were we doing? The Caterium circuit board, right? No, that's not how stuff works. I have all the alternates up until the end of phase 4, so Caterium circuit board, yes. And the reason we were going to do this one is because we were going to use the copper sheets for AI limiters. Yeah, we're going to use the normal recipe for the AI limiters because we're already using all the plastic for the circuit boards and the computers. So we're going to use this one because the difference between these two recipes, the amount less product that you use is so much less than the circuit board, the alternate circuit board. Like the very original circuit board recipe takes 4 plastic to make 1 circuit board. This one takes 10 plastic to make 7. If I wanted to make 7, I would need to take 7 times 4, which is 28, which is quite a bit of a jump in plastic, because I'm not making a whole heck of a lot of plastic, so that kind of makes sense. And then, yeah, we'll just use that. We'll take advantage of the 8.75 here, because we need more circuit boards go into a lot of different stuff. I mean, if we look at this circuit board, so it's using high-speed connectors, computers, adaptive control units, and radio control units as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 different factories could potentially be using these circuit boards. So yeah, and I do need to figure out how much I need to make as well, because I don't remember. I'll have to find it here. Alright, so according to this, we need to make 305 circuit boards. That's our baseline. That's our minimum. 305 circuit boards. But we don't have an assembler out yet. So this is how I usually calculate. I'll just do it. Just calculate it. It's fine. So circuit boards, we're going to be doing the Caterium ones. Organization. 2 meter sign. Should we plan for the elevator already? I think we should. Let's see. Transport. Elevator. Oh, cool. We can walk right around that. Oh, should we aim it? Oh, let's aim it like. Well, yeah, we'll aim it like this. It's fine. Okay. We'll probably just have one floor of circuit boards, but we're gonna make this like really freaking tall. Actually, that's not a bad idea. It's already gonna be extremely tall. Ah, crap! I'm gonna have to move the whole floor. What if we go one extra floor for the? Wait. We're gonna have a logistics floor. That's fine. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go 3 floors of logistics. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls for our circuit boards. See, that's enough room for an assembler and a light, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. And then... I actually don't know what to do with the rest of the room. I don't know how many assemblers we're going to need. Well, since we got so much space, we could plan on having multiple floors of circuit boards going on. And, like, don't overclock anything. It says we've got so much space to work with. We're pretty good there. I mean, say we might have to do some fake fluff, like the top of it's not going to have anything, or, you know, something like that. We'll find out. Okay, so organization, 2 meter. Oh, transport, elevator. That's the wrong way. Let's go all the way up here for now. Then we're going to put stops. So there. And there. Okay. And then, yeah, I'll just calculate. Let me get this calculated out, and then we'll work on machine, or I'll have machine counts and everything, so we'll get that all going as well. Alrighty, and after a little bit of time, calculating that out, here we go. We're going to be making 500 circuit board, 500 circuit boards per minute, and because we have so much space, I decided to produce 10 circuit boards per minute per machine, which equals out to 50 assemblers. Yeah, so that is quite crazy. This is going to be what the numbers are going to look like. We've got our colors, we've got our train station set. Let's get some trains going, shall we? Yes, get some trains going. This will be our very first quickwire train as well. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have an issue? Do I have the issue again at the freaking? I've been getting this issue recently. When I crash, I get issues with trains up here at the aluminum factory. Because what will happen is the train is getting ready to pass through an intersection. As soon as it passes through an intersection, if I then crash, when that happens, or maybe they pass through the intersection when it's autosaved, or right as it autosaves, and then I crash after that, then what happens is the train comes back when you load up the game, of course. The trains are now back, but that one train that was getting ready to pass through an intersection does not pass, and I'll actually go up there to show you guys why. I don't know if this has really been a problem with 1.1. I've never had this issue until now, until this most recent update. I think it was something like that. But yeah, it's been this issue, and then once that one train that cannot pass through that intersection, it's trying to, but it's got an error because of the crash. And then because of the game crash, and then the other train is also trying to pass through that intersection at the same time, but it can't because it's waiting for this train to go through, but because it's next in line, but it doesn't actually do it. So yeah, and I'll show you. It's not a deadlock situation as like you're thinking. I know what most people are going to be thinking. Than that, they're going to be like, no, it's a deadlock situation where you got two trains. Or a train that's trying to path into an intersection that already has a train, and then another train's trying to path, and stuff like that. And it's just like, no, that's not what's happening. It's just, it's when I crash, it causes issues with the trains, and it only happens after I crash. I come back, and then we get troubles with trains. So, But it's only these particular trains, and I think it's because there's so many trains going through this factory. That's the reason why it only happens there and not anywhere else. Quickwire train 1. Edit timetable. Edit timetable. All right, quickwire factory export, and then circuit boards, quickwire factory import, save changes, turn on self-driving. We could do our little F key thing, and we'll do it on the bypass or on the back pass, whatever. Just make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just because there's a bug when a train, after you just paint a train, if you send that train out to go pick up something, when it loads up, all the cars are going to have red outlines on them. Why? I couldn't tell you. It's just the way it is. I don't know if anybody has that. If anybody else has that issue. I've had that issue since 1.0. So obviously, it's not a big enough bug to worry about fixing because they were working on 1.0 anyway. So. All right, next train. And it doesn't work until after you set it going. That's the only time it gets fixed. All right. How many plastic trains do I have on the map? Plastic train 1. I only got 1? Really? I got a temporary plastic train, but that's it. Wait, why isn't that one even showing up? Screws, smart plates, wire train, wire train. Huh, that one's not even showing up anymore. Reinforced steel beams. Temp train. I guess maybe I just call it temp train. A plastic train 1. But what are you waiting for? Oh, you're coming from there. Okay, so plastic train 2 then. Plastic train number 2. It'd be cool if you could put numbers on the side of the train, like when you go to name it, have like a numbering system down below that, and then when you number it, it puts the number on the side of the train. That'd be pretty cool. Or you put like name on it and it will like be above the windshield, like kind of like the buses, you know, like the city buses. That'd be pretty cool too. Just little ideas. There are probably mods for it, but obviously you can't be doing mods. Okay. Rubber and plastic export. Hold on, we need to do this the other way around. Circuit boards. Plastic import, save changes, turn on self-driving. I didn't paint the damn train. Autosave. Got it just in time. Did I set all these to unload? I did. Did not set all these though. Now, we might run into an issue where the quick wire is not fast enough. I'm making 2,000 quick wire a minute, and I need 2,100. So obviously, I'm going to have to either summer sloop or overclock some trains here. Okay, let's go up and take a look at that aluminum factory. I will show you guys what I'm talking about. If you ever have this issue, you will know what I'm about to show. But hold on, let's do this proper. We want to do, let's do aluminum sheets. Save changes, turn on self-driving. Okay. Go! And just because I'm super proud of this factory, going by the cooling systems factory. I really love this factory, man. Like I said, I'm very proud of that. That's my best factory yet. I don't know if I can top it, to be honest. We got heat sinks, and then we got the nitrogen gas tower, all that good stuff. Alright, here we are at the aluminum factory. Let's see what's going on here. Like I say, this is not a deadlock situation. I've had this happen a couple times, but like I said, it only happens after a crash. So, yeah, you got this train waiting, and this train waiting to go into this intersection. And you got this train waiting. Oh, maybe it is a deadlock situation this time. Oh, I see what's going on. I know exactly why. I might be able to fix this, actually. This is not what has happened in the past, okay? We ran out of coal. How long has this been like this? Oh, we're almost out of bauxite, too. Uh-oh. Probably out of water. Okay. Wait, what? Why? Oh, is the block's too short? You know what? I will eat my words right now. I think I might have screwed this up somehow. I've never had this issue until recently, though. When I started crashing. Maybe the crashing's causing it, but it's not the only issue, though. Yeah, see, there's nothing waiting out here. Yeah, you know what it is? That's exactly what's happening. It is a deadlock situation. I'm stupid. I'll admit it. I admit it. I admit it. Okay. I admit it. I know just how to fix it, though. We need the middle... right there. That was definitely a mistake on my part. Now see if I remove... Oh my gosh, dude. And after all that... Okay, that got some movement out of it. Yeah, I see what was happening. But that wasn't happening before, I swear. I swear to the Lord that was not what was happening before. The last time I had this happen, I had a train waiting here. There was no other trains here. And the train just would not pass through the intersection. I actually had to turn off automatic driving, drive it into the intersection, and then turn it back on. And that did get everything to work again. But we got some movement. Yeah, I see. Well, that's this particular case. Okay. I know this is hilarious, but this particular case, the train was deadlocking the entire situation because the train was hanging out into the intersection, waiting for the next train in the line, because the block was slightly too short. It could have been. I could have broke that at some point when I thought I was fixing a situation. Yeah, it does appear to be working now, which is good. Okay, it's going to be slow for a minute, but once everything gets going, there's our next bauxite train. I got 2 bauxite trains because we weren't bringing in quite enough bauxite, so. I don't have 3 I better not have 3 bauxite trains. I might have 3 bauxite trains. Unless that other one was a no, that other one was a copper. That's right. Oh, that one train's completely empty. That's the water train, by the way. Oh, that might... You know what? My system might be messed up now because it's a loop. My aluminum is a loop. Whatever you call it. My aluminum scrap is a looping system. Because it produces water, so I've got it looped in there. I don't know if that'll mess with it or not. It probably won't, because of the way I've got it set up, but you never know. What are you carrying? Oh, because I don't have a sink on that factory. Right, yeah, see, my bauxite trains are leaving almost completely empty. That's awesome. Okay. Now that laugh is over, let's did I need to go to another factory? Oh, the quickwire factory. That's right. Let's head over to the quickwire factory and see what we can do there to kind of up the production a little bit. Oh! I wasn't looking. It's alright. I was not looking. Yeah, let's get that on a clip pick, yeah. Alright, we got that on camera. Very good. I'm also a terrible train driver, apparently. Hey, hey, hey! I need that! Hey! There we go. Punk. Hey! I'm parking here! Frickin' trains are so impatient. Like, we got factories to serve, man! Get out of here. Alright. Over here at a quick wire factory. Man, just all kinds of mistakes today. Oh, this factory, you want to talk about lag, this factory is lag-tastic to no end, man. Alright. We could probably up production as well. Definitely. Is any... Oh, none of these are summer slooped. Oh. I need more summer sloops. Sloop. And don't ask why I have so many. There was a duplication glitch in 1.0, okay? No, I did not cheat. I did not use mods. I used the... It still exists, by the way. I used the factory cart, that's what it's called. The factory cart duplication glitch. Put something in the inventory of a factory cart and then use the F key or the deletion gun to delete the cart, and you will get double whatever's in the inventory. So, all right. So we went from what, 100 to 200. I'm lazy. I need to put an elevator in here. Yeah, 100 to 200. So we basically went from 2,000. Oh, wait a minute. This is 780 right here. Okay, so both these belts are going to be 780 plus... The elevator's going the wrong way because of that bug. What's 780 times 4? 3,100. So if we overclock it all, just put summer slips and everything. And then we don't have to increase input. And no, I can't copy paste, because if I copy paste, I'm going to end up with a bunch of Caterium ingots in my pocket, which I hate that. But yeah, we'll just summer sloop all of these. We're going to be overloading the belts, but that's okay. Do we have 4 belts worth? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need an elevator in here. What about over here? Yeah, let's put an elevator in. Just real quick. Because this factory was built before 1.1 even came out to experimental, so... Oh, you're going to be annoying, aren't you? Yep, going to be very... annoying. And it's just like, yeah, probably should put an elevator though. Up we go. All the way to the top. We'll put a stop on every floor. Doesn't look like we're going to get much production done today, huh? We're having to fiddle around with other factories to make sure everything's going to work the way we want it. Alt. And the golden elevator. I have no power for this. We can change that pretty easily. Just put a power cable there, 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 and we'll just run it directly to there, because no one cares. Okay. That way we don't have to delete floors and everything. Plus it can be a proper factory now, with an elevator installed into it. Down we go! You have to paint each one of these as well. Alrighty, so that takes care of that. We went from 2,000, for making 2,000, making 4,000 a minute. Now, however, this factory is not going to work until we have Mark 5 belts. Mark 6 belts, sorry. And the reason it's not going to work is because... Oh, I need to paint this one. Is because the... why had the belts painted? There must have been something. I had the belts all painted, I thought. Maybe not, but... is because the belts only do 780. So 780 times 4, which I believe is what we have here. What we have here is 4 belts doing 780. Okay. Yeah, so 780 times 4, that's 3,000. Okay, so that's more than what we need anyway. So we're loading at 3,120 per minute. Do we have it all? Yeah, we have it all balanced. Okay. So the front train station is the only one that's not getting any at all. Alright, perfect. Is that my train? Oh no, my train's here. Okay. Alright, then we're going to edit timetable. Let's go back to the circuit board factory. We don't need to look at plastic. Yeah, okay. Circuit board factory export. Save changes. Turn on self-driving. Let's go. Alrighty, and here we are, back at our circuit board factory with our monument to our failures sitting over there between the gate, between the the archway there. I actually kind of like that there. It's gonna stay. Okay, so we're using 2,143 and 715 plastic. I've already got these added to the map. So the way the map system that I've got worked out really nicely is, you can see here we're using 2,143 quickwire out of 4,000 per minute on there. And then if we go over to the plastic, I've already added the plastic as well, which it was using 60, so now we're using 775 because we're using 715 plus 60, 775, so out of 3,000. So now I don't have to know what my factories are making or how much is being used. I just have to look at the map because it's on the marker. And that's with everything as well, so as you can see here. And then the summer slipped factories are the ones that have an S there. Speaking of, so if they have a star S star, that means they are summer slipped, which this factory now is. So that means I know that I can't really go back and change a whole lot with that particular factory, without having to add in the factor of all the inputs as well. So, and the belt speeds and everything else. So I'm just more likely not to mess with those type of factories unless I absolutely need to. But yeah, so we now have everything that we need to make this factory run. I know we're getting pretty close to the end of our episode. I do want to get the machine's layout done, and then next time we can go ahead and do the belts and get it all belted, and then we can work on the the outer design. I don't know why I said outerior. That's a very weird word. It's not a word, but the outer wall section, and then that'll be this factory pretty much done. We just got to do supports and everything else on the tracks too. So anyway, yeah, so let me just real quickly go ahead and put down these machines. We need to put down 50, so I'm going to do 25 per floor. I'm going to have logistics floors, and I'm going to take up all this space. I might even go higher with it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let me get the machines down, and then next time we'll work on belts and lifts and logistics floors and all that stuff. So then we can get it functional next time anyway. Alrighty, so now we've got all of that done. I do have the, so I went ahead and made a blueprint. Oh, let me remove this. I forgot I actually removed the blueprint. No power. Okay. Whoops. I didn't crash. Woo! Placing down blueprints. I didn't crash today. Very nice. So this is the blueprint I made. I made it with, so what I did was I put a 1 meter foundation down and then put the floor holes in, and then that way it allows me to put the lifts in. And then this particularly glowy sign, which is a big old billboard, of course, and here's the settings for that. So there's the color code, just change the icon to none, background to none, remove the text, emission strength 3, and there you go. So, and you can see the green glowiness. Alright, so a few things that I've changed, or a thing that I've changed with the plan. I don't know why that plastic train's still not full yet. The plastic train station is completely full, so I don't know why that train station is not full at all. Maybe we're having trouble with heavy oil. Ooh, yeah, we could be having that. That might be the reason for the power fluctuation too. Let's see. You ever see? Or well, actually, it's kind of it smoothed itself out. We were getting a power fluctuation for a little bit, so it might have something to do with heavy oil not being exported fast enough, or whatever for plastic. I don't know. It is what it is. But anyway, so I changed the plan just a little bit. We're actually going to be producing. We're still producing 500. Or no, I changed that. What was it? It was, okay, yeah, that's right. I changed all the other numbers, but this one for some freaking reason. All right, 525. Okay, so we're producing 525 circuit boards per minute. There's a very specific reason I upped this number. That was because when building this factory, I came up with this awesome idea. I was like, why don't I just put a big old hole in the middle? I think that'd be pretty cool. Just a big old hole, all the way up the factory. And then I was like, okay, then if we're going to do that, we're going to put 10 machines per side or whatever, or however many we can put per side that'll equal out. Well, 50 doesn't work very well like that. Unless you go 5, it doesn't even work if you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that would be the only way that would work. But then you get all this space, 5 machines or 10 machines per floor, 5 each side isn't going to really work out that well. So I was like, well, then 10 machines is really the only thing that really works for this space, for how big it is. I mean, obviously we could do more, but so yeah, we went ahead and did that. And I was like, okay, well, if I do 10 machines per floor, I'm going to have one floor that has only 20 machines per floor. 20, 40, and then 50. I'm only going to have one side with 10 machines. So we got 20 machines per floor here. And I was just like, okay, that's not going to really work. So I kind of, rooted around the old noggin, and I came up with, why don't I just produce... It's like, well, hold on. Let's do 60 machines, right? And then I pulled down the production. I pulled down an assembler with that, and I was just like, okay, what is the circuit boards producing? And it's called a cat circuit board. So without any overclocking, you have 8.75 per minute. So I went, okay, let's say we did 60 machines, 60, and we divide that by 8.75. You get 6.8. Sorry, that's not how I did that. No, I did. Yeah, sorry, it's 8.75 times. Jeez, I'm exhausted. Okay, so I was like, 525. That's not that many more circuit boards than what I wanted to make originally. So then I did the calculation. I was like, well, okay, so that takes all of our decimal point numbers that we had up here, because even though I had full numbers up here, that was like 0.4 or 0.5 or 0.6 more than what we actually needed. Now this is the exact number, so we need 750 plastic and 2,250 quick wire per minute to make 525 circuit boards. We take that 8.75 per machine, so we don't do any overclocking. That equals 60 machines, and we're done. And yeah, so then that got me 60 machines, and that's how I'm going to run it. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm just going to run the belts along the ceiling to where we get to. So the outputs are going to be down the middle, down right along the edge here. So it's going to go here, and then it's going to merge and then go down. I think that'll be really, really cool. We'll do some cool design with that. And then of course the inputs are going to be running along the back wall, and then they're going to split off and go to each. We'll use the vertical splitters and vertical mergers with those type because we're using 1.1, so those will work very well with that and whatnot. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. And then we'll have the elevator, of course, going up so you can see all the production and whatnot. And then this is the roof up here. The reason there's a hole here is because I'm going to put glass. We're going to have a glass roof up here, just in the center though, because I want it, because the lighting, I kind of want it all in darkness anyway. But anyway, with that though, I do believe that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. I know we went just a little bit long today, I think. Depends on how I do with my editing. We'll see what happens with that, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer than normal. We'll see what happens there, and we'll get that done. But yeah, so we got machines in place. So next time we'll do belts, get this factory actually operational, and then after it's operational, then as we per usual, we'll start with our blueprints for our walls and whatnot, and start getting that all built. And I have some really awesome ideas. So yeah, we'll see what happens then. Hopefully we'll get this. We should get this done before the end of the week. I'm pretty sure. We'll see what happens though. I can't believe it took us another week to do one factory. We can't do one factory a week. That's going to take forever. But it might end up that way. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, like I said, that is going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see here. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.